Well, we're going to, of course, start out.
Gunners, right?
Gunners, of course.
Yeah, Gunners is great. So this year it's a different crew. Experience has kind of left us with graduation. Now we're talking about a handful of guys with no experience but talent. Reminds me of the first year I was here, and excited to see a few of these guys. I mean, Leighton Smithson probably has the most experience coming back. You've got the corner guys with Stephen Hall and Jamori Colson that have talent. We got a couple of young guys I wouldn't mind seeing. That Chris Barnes kid's pretty fast. I'd like to see him run on one of these times. So yeah, I think those guys are going to fill in good, and I expect them to do well. I'm excited to see them go.
Talk about the snapping a little bit. You kind of have an idea who's going to be the primary snapper?
Yeah, I think right now, as we look at it, I think it's a three-way race between those three. Durham Harris, Colson Bruner, and Sean Burris. Excited to see how those guys do, and haven't quite got to that situation yet, but fired up about how they're doing.
And then just on the tight end front, I asked Coach Dickert yesterday about Trey Lechner, and it just seems like he's really come on strong and over the course of camp. And it seems like you really do have four guys you can trust. How do you kind of feel like that rotation might play out with Trey, Billy, Coop, and Andre?
It's I think all of them have elevated their play, which has been the hard part for me as a coach. I love what Andre's doing in the run game right now, and he's gradually getting better in the pass game and becoming reliable. And, those other two have played quite a bit between Coop and Bill. So it's going to be exciting to kind of rotate those three and find out where their strengths are and see if we can get them in to maximize their roles in this offense. But, I mean, Trey Lechner has flashed. He has done some good jobs, and he's made some rookie mistakes too, man. And, he's out there doing his thing. But it's exciting to see what that young man can do. I couldn't say more about his attitude and really how hard he's practicing right now.
Obviously, John is QB1. Is he also holder number 2 for place kicks?
Well, John's actually became a really good holder too now.
Okay.
He has. No, obviously Nick's the holder. Yeah. Nick's going to be our holder. But John has come so far that I'd feel great with John in a game. I have no worries. Nick had a little bit of a ailment there for a few days in which John had to kind of take over, and we didn't miss a beat, man. So I know nobody's worried about it except for me, but it's nice when you have competitive players at that position, right? At the holder, the most important position on the field, right? Yeah.
I'm curious about Dean's progress. What does progress look like for a kicker? Is it just kind of accuracy and kind of putting it where you want? Or in your eyes, what does that look like?
It's consistency, man. It's consistency. And I think that's the way you measure any specialist is as they continue to develop, it's how consistent are they, with their routine, their swing. The accuracy is a big part of it. Obviously, we want to be as accurate as possible, but just how predictable are they, right? And ultimately, when it's go time, can you count on them? And I think those are how you measure specialists. Yeah.
Tell us about the onside kick drill you were running over here just a minute ago. What did you see what you want out of that?
Yeah, I can't talk to you about that. No, you'll put that out there, and then everybody will know we'll onside kick them. I'm kidding. That's a hands team drill. Okay, we're out there working our hands team guys, and just working different types of kicks that they can field, and the rules of fair catching and when not to, and all this stuff. That's a team that if it's out there, it's usually to win the game. So we want to spend a little bit of extra time on it after practice, make ourselves feel better about it.
Who are a couple guys that kind of stood out in the special teams whole operation?
Overall,
or like new guys who've really impressed you?
Let's see, a couple of guys. As far as young guys that are a little bit of surprise, I'll tell you what, Wes Steiner's doing a heck of a job. Okay, and he comes from Auburn, so he's been coached. He kind of knows he's not completely foreign to the special teams realm or what we're doing here. So it's been a good transition. Practice is hard. I mean, really into it in the meetings. Great at getting information to application. I mean, I'm excited to see him go out and play. He's been a pleasant surprise. Parker's been a great addition as well. Love seeing him. I mean, he really flies around, pretty physical player. Excited to see him on special teams. I mean, there's a few new guys in here that I'm really excited about. Keith Brown being another one. There are a couple guys that going to be different, and we need them. We graduated a lot of our core guys from last year, so these guys are going to step up for us, and I'm excited to see them get down, man. I really am.
Oftentimes, special teams is seen as like a way to, play yourself onto the field and, possibly to other roles. How have guys kind of responded to that opportunity, and what's kind of your approach to telling that message?
Well, I think the culture of our team, and I really mean team because at the top, Coach Dickert makes a real conscious effort to make sure that special teams is understood by our program. Okay, and it's not really just special teams. It's really offense, defense. Anything we got our hands on and our name on has to be our best, and that includes every phase of the game. So we don't downplay that part of the game, and I think our team culture kind of bleeds into all phases of our football plays, from offense to defense to special teams, right? So it isn't really hard. I think the culture building that Coach Dickert does kind of sets the table for that. All we have to really do is get them organized and get them in the right direction, man. So yeah, it's great that way.
For Dean, what's kind of the one thing that you want to see him really elevate this year?
Who's that?
Dean Janikowski.
Dean Janikowski. You know, I think the biggest thing is just being very present in the moment and focused on kind of a one-swing mentality. You know, I keep talking to him about it. You know, he's a guy that's got a lot of things he's doing all the time, man. He's very busy kid, but he's just going to focus on that one swing and be good at it and elevate that consistency. Excited. No, thank you. That was an easy question. I love those. Throw a hard one at me, I'll be like, I'll get you, man. That's it.